Hello and welcome to another SH Figuarts review. Quite excited here. Another female rider figure. Not only that, this is People Pop. She's awesome. She's the actress is in Backstreet Girls right now. I'm not gonna see it. I don't follow stars just to see some movie, but she was awesome in the show. Quite cute, kawaii, and her rider form was also quite powerful and quite cool as well. Just something quite different, quite chibi, quite cutesy, and you know, since XA was an overall a pretty good show, I really enjoyed it. I definitely had to pick up a Kamen Rider Pop P figure. In fact, I actually picked up two. The overall aesthetic of Poppy here is, of course, aside from being a female, very different from the regular sort of X8 suits. Now, first of all, despite being a female, the suit actor was still a guy in the show, so the proportions are still bigger. But this figure, they really slimmed her down. So if you're looking for something that's, well, I guess screen accurate, it's not going to be accurate to the suit itself, but it's going to be a bit more accurate to the actress herself, because she's a lot smaller than the guys. Aside from that, there's also folding in the suit, in the molding itself. You see the stomach fold there, some of these linings on the legs there, the upper legs. Even the top of the arm has a bit of those folds showing up, so that's a bit different from the rest of it. Usually they straighten everything out, but here it's okay. I don't mind it too much. It's just part of the aesthetic, and I think it looks okay. Her compound eyes here are slightly bigger and wider and more cutesier compared to the other Kamen Riders in this series, but still you have some people swapping the eyes out because they think the compound is a little bit too deep in there and harder to see. Again, just like all the other figures, I have no problem with that, and I think the eyes are actually clearer and easier to see than the regular X8 figures, so that's a plus point there. The printing and molding, especially on the tiny heart on her forehead there, are pretty good. The golden heart is also quite nice, and this metallic pink has a really good shine to it, which of course contrasts nicely to the matte black on the rest of the torso. You got shiny white on the chest there, more hearts all over the place. Then we move down to this driver, which is a lot smaller than the actual weapon one. Once again, this gashat is removable. But it's quite tight and shouldn't fall out on its own. The gashat is pink on one side and white on the other, and as always there's no sticker detailing on it. The belt buckle itself has quite a bit of detail. It's printed quite nicely and has a nice print of Toki Meki Crisis in there. The belt itself is of course also loose from the rest of the body. The hands do look quite decent, the pink and silver paint job. Her skirt piece here is made of soft plastic to get out of the way for articulation, and these two pieces just on little hinges. These are hard plastic unfortunately, and yeah, the hinge can look quite ugly, but it's black so it's not too noticeable. Moving down, we have some really nice white and pink coloring, and of course some sort of sports shoes, just like all the other X8 riders, and it looks quite good. And here's a quick look at the bottom of her feet. Accessory wise, apart from the fists already attached to her body, she also has some palm hands, spray open hands, and a pair of hands to hold on to the Bugster driver in weapon mode. This Bugster driver weapon mode is the exact same one you would have gotten with previous figures that contain this driver in weapon. I think the last one I had was the Gem Figuarts that had this. You see the size is completely different, way bigger than the one on the belt, just for aesthetic reasons. They also did that in the show. They had like a bigger one for the arm and smaller one for the belt, but still the size comparison here is kind of ridiculous. Like, this looks really big and oversized for her. If you just put it down on her hand, kinda. Much like the previous figure, you also have a piece to swap it out, so it has a smaller chainsaw, and where you'll be using this side, the gun side, as a shooting weapon like that. And of course, while the gashat can come off a belt though, it cannot be plugged into this weapon. I guess that never happened in the show. Still, it's a bit of a shame, could have been an extra play feature. So as of right now, this gashat can just come out, but it has no play feature anywhere else. It's just, I guess, a part of the molding process. Like, they already have gashats molded before, so they just did it here. Double neck joint looks very far down, very far up, and really doesn't get in the way despite her head shape. That's pretty cool. These shoulder pads come down so far, but this one's a bit loose, but this one's a bit tight, so yeah, do be mindful when moving the arms around. Got the double joint on the shoulder, and arms go up, down, full rotation here very easily, and full rotation on the upper arm. Double elbow joint there, hand is on a peg and swivel, ball peg swivel. Torso goes very far back, very far forward, and actually doesn't reach the belt. It doesn't really get too much in the way. Sideways, sideways, and you do a lot of dancing poses, that's great. A little bit of extra detail there, and you move the torso back, that's good. Like I said, these skirt pieces just sort of arch up in these little hinges, and these legs go up, back, sideways. Can't do splits though. Full rotation here, it's in fact probably a ball joint in there. Knee joints, double knee joints, foot goes up, toe goes up, doesn't go down now, foot goes down, slightly sideways and slightly. It was pretty good. I'm pleased with the aesthetic, the shape, the paint job's pretty decent and consistent overall. I did see another one where the smaller detailings on the heart and the forehead were a little bit messed up, but unfortunately, being a Tamashii Work exclusive, you can't exactly choose which figure you want to pick up, and for the most part, if you're buying it online, it's a little bit of hit and miss. But overall, the quality control of this should be okay, as I've seen not really anyone complaining about this. Her white painting on her legs do go slightly off center on the little heart shape, but otherwise, yeah, the painting overall is pretty decent. The articulation is good and the overall figure feels tight and solid. The accessory count is okay. Overall, if you like X8 as a series, and a lot of people do, this is a good figure to pick up. And it's also very unique compared to other Kamen Rider figures, being, there's not that many female riders, so it's nice to have her in that sense. And the overall shape and posability of her is quite different compared to some of the other riders. And despite being sort of a more feminine shape, she's still quite easy to stand, as she doesn't have like high heels or anything like that. She still has like sort of regular sports shoes, so she's very easy to pose. If you like something a little bit different, more cutesy and anime style in your Kamen Rider Figuarts lineup, this is a good recommendation. On its own, it's a decent figure, it's a decent Kamen Rider figure. If you're only collecting main heroes, yes, you can give this a pass, but if you like something fun, a bit different, this is an easy recommendation. I'm not really sure what price she's going for right now. I know she's gone up in price compared to her original pre-order price point, but if you can find her close to the original price, I think she's worth picking up. So I personally love X8, so I personally like Poppy, and I think this is pretty awesome to have. Now Bandai, are you going to release the Muteki form, the final form? That'd be great. I have pre-ordered Kamen Rider Lancer Gilly Chambara form, just because that's, I think he looks good as. His regular human form looks really odd without the armor pieces, like he's missing something. So I pre-ordered that one, and I don't have the regular Lancer level 2. So I look forward to that when that comes out. Then I'll have like the 4 main riders all standing there, it'd be cool, and then I'll add her and Paradox on the side, awesome. For those of you who did miss out on the X8 Figuarts, the price has gone up just a little bit, but the Figuarts version is coming out soon. I'm thinking about picking it up just because I think maybe I can paint it in a different color. So let me know if you want to see that in the comment sections below, if I should pick up a Kamen Rider X8 Figuarts, review that, and then maybe paint it into a weird odd order. Because from what I can see, while the Kabuto and Thighs Figuarts are decent, because they're just a re-release of what they were before, the Zio and Gates one aren't that good because their wide watches are permanently stuck to the belt, and it's got the weird molding lines to it. Like the watch doesn't have its own shape, it just has the front and then sides just go straight down to the belt. It looks really bad. So I hope the X8 figure is better. If you enjoyed this video, I also have a playlist of a bunch of other X8 characters that I've reviewed in the past, as well as all the photo shoots you can find on my Facebook page, Imgur and Tumblr and all that good stuff, as well as other Kamen Rider figures on this channel. I've reviewed a lot of them, way over 100, almost 200. You can also support this channel by sharing this video with other people that might find this information useful, turning ad block off, heading over to Patreon, all that good stuff. As always, take care, have a nice day. I'll see you guys next game.